Ah, look at that. My logo engraved on leather. That is so cool. Keep watching to see how I did it. Hello, this is Ken. I like making things. I like making things out of paper, and I like making things cooler. Especially my figures. Sometimes figures don't look all that screen accurate. All they need is a bit of touch up here and there to unleash their hidden potential. I also love using everyday tools and materials to recreate iconic scenes from my figures, so they can shine on my display. Subscribe to my channel and join my DIY adventure as I ask myself the same question every week. Can I make it? Last week, I touched up Killmonger, giving him a glow up. Check it out if you haven't already. 90% of the time, I'm fixing figures on my channel, but I named my channel Can I Make It for a reason. I genuinely love making things, whether it's a prop, a diorama display, or recreating an iconic scene. My brain is constantly coming up with different ways to DIY something. It is so satisfying when I see my ideas come to life, and best of all, elevate my figures to the next level. Why am I bringing this up? It's because SINIS has reached out to me and sent me a laser engraver for me to use for my projects. I have never used a laser engraver before. It has never crossed my mind that I would use it for anything. So I went online to do a little research to see what the machine can do. And wow, it looks like it has a lot of potential. The machine can engrave a variety of materials such as wood, leather, and even metal. I usually use paper for most of my projects, but I'm interested in using wood to build more stable structures. So here it is, the Ortur Laser Master 3. Everything I need is securely packed in here. Let me unbox and take everything out. Alright, here's everything laid out. The body itself is very sleek and made out of this high quality metal. The laser module is also smaller than I thought. It comes with all the cables and tools needed for assembly. A pair of safety glasses and some bonus materials to test on. And most importantly, it comes with an instruction manual and a guide full of diagrams. This is perfect, because I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, and I'm a visual person. I love easy to understand diagrams. The actual assembly is also quite simple. Just gotta feed this cable through the side of the frame, and then use the screws provided to secure everything and make a square. Here's the piece that moves the laser back and forth. That just slides right in. And here's the main piece with all the buttons and ports. Alright, the body's all secured. Now I'm just gonna add the belts on each side. It's hard to show on camera, but the diagrams on the manual do a great job on explaining how to attach them. This machine even comes with a Wi-Fi antenna. That way I can use the app to control the laser engraver. And lastly, the laser module. Super easy to attach and detach. All there's left are the wirings. Okay, this looks confusing at first, but I just had to follow the instructions. They only attach one way. Alright, the laser engraver is assembled. I love that the wires are mostly out of the way. It has a very clean look. As an engraver newbie, there are certain things I really appreciate, like this focal gauge here. Flip it down and make it touch the material, and the laser is set at the optimal height. Nice. Super user-friendly. There's also an emergency stop button for me to press if anything goes wrong, and easy to access ports for the power cable and USB cable. Alright, time to test this machine. I propped my machine up to protect my desk, just in case. I'm gonna do some tests on this piece of wood here. I already measured the distance with the gauge. Let's see, with my safety glasses on of course. My first test is going to be engraving my logo. This is something I can't do with a regular printer or brush. Ooh, look at that. My logo is perfectly engraved onto the wood. Okay, next test. Let me try a circle. I need to adjust the setting a bit. Based on my research, it's all about figuring the correct speed and power setting. Okay, next test. The laser engraver can cut through materials too, so let me try and cut out a circle. Something that's quite difficult to do by hand. Maybe I'll have it do 3 passes. Ooh, that's a very clean cut. Oh, it definitely cut all the way through. Now that I know what the machine can do on wood, I'm gonna try to make a cookie. The chocolate chips are going to be engraved, and then the machine will cut out the cookie. The settings were a bit off in the first few tests, so this should come out exactly how I want it. Let's see. Yay, that worked! I made myself a cookie. That is so cool. This opens up a lot of possibilities for my projects. The ability to engrave and cut custom shapes on wood. But before I start my actual project, I want to do one final test. I have this thin synthetic leather here. It would be really cool if I can engrave my logo on it and cut it out in a rectangular shape with rounded corners. If this works, I can start adding my logo to random things. Did it work? It worked! Ah, that looks amazing! It looks so professional! Oh my god, I love this machine. Alright, time to make the thing for this video. As you can tell, I've been making Black Panther content recently, and one of the most iconic objects in the franchise is the throne of Wakanda. Many characters have sat on this throne. I know I can buy this throne, but it would be more fun if I can make one myself. When it comes to building props or sets, I normally go with 3D modeling and build the entire object as a whole, kinda like an angular paper sculpture. The good thing about that method is I can print my design directly on them. The bad thing about it is that the structure is not the most rigid. It is paper after all. But with the laser engraver, I can make smooth cuts on sturdier materials like wood. I just have to design the throne differently. Instead of building the chair as a whole, I need to build it in slices, or layers. Alright, I broke down the chair into different elements, and I'm gonna layer them to build depth. Here I have these MDF boards. I think this is more than enough to make the throne, and there should be some extra in case I mess up. Alright, everything is loaded and ready to go. I also branded my laser engraver. I don't know how the professionals do it, but I like that the machine shows me the area it's gonna engrave onto, so I can visually tell where to place my material. I'm gonna start with 2 pieces that require engraving, just to see if the settings are correct. Ooh, the lines are so crisp. Imagine trying to do this by hand. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied. Let me do the rest. So I got all the pieces laid out here. They should fit in the board nicely. For those who want specs, this is what the machine is capable of. Alright, everything is engraved and cut. Time to pop them out. It's hard to do with one hand. Be right back. Here's what the leftover piece looks like. Not much is wasted. Nice. Oh hey, I'm playing around with the settings. Instead of engraving the outline, I want to try filling the shapes too. This should stand out even more. Alright, here are the 3 variations. The one on the left is too dark, the one next to it is too light, and this one is perfect. And here are all the pieces. Let's start with the main piece. Look at the details. It almost looks 3D. So the plan is to stack multiple pieces of this to create depth. Alright, here's what it looks like all stacked up. Looking good so far. Let me work on the base next. Same idea, stacking it until I get a nice stable base. Look at that fine details. It's kinda crazy that the laser engraver can do this. Alright, let's build the base. Oh wait, I changed my mind. I didn't know how many pieces I would need for the base, so I cut out some extra small buffer pieces. This way, I can reduce the amount of material I'm using, but still able to build the depth of the base to my liking. And no one will be able to tell. Let's have a look. Ooh, that's a very stable base. Next, gotta do the same to the actual seat. Boop. And to make it more 3D, I'm gonna add a little ledge. Now onto the spikes. It's pretty simple. Just gotta stack the two pieces together. And the same thing for the back piece. I'm gonna add this little ring here to make it look less flat. Here it is. Just need to add a bit more details in the middle. Ta-da! Okay, all the individual elements are done. Let me glue everything together. And the final two pieces. Done. The Wakanda throne is finished. I can't believe that worked out perfectly. It looks so good. Alright, we can have a throne but not a king. Let me bring Tchalla in. Everything appears to be correct, but something seems off. Black Panther can sit on the throne nicely. Oh, I know. The figure looks a bit plain. There are molded texture on Black Panther's suit, but it is quite hard to see, so I'm going to try and enhance the texture a bit. There are these lines on the suit. I want them to be glossy so they stand out a bit more against the matte suit. But before I do that, I'm going to quickly go over the entire figure with the black first. This probably won't make a huge difference visually, but I find that the varnish sticks better to a layer of paint than the bare plastic directly. As for the head, I actually think this is perfect. The lines on the head are beautifully done, so I'm just gonna rub a thin layer of paint onto the flat areas to keep the overall matte look consistent. Alright, time to make the lines glossy. I'm applying the varnish with a fine brush. I'm gonna try and do as little strokes as possible to keep the lines crisp. Ooh, I can already see the changes happening. I love how it catches the light. It makes the suit look more sophisticated. Is that the right word? Ornate? Refined. The only missing paint are his toes. That's also an easy fix. Alright, here's the finished figure. Oh, you can barely see the difference from afar. Let's see if it looks better up close. Ah, that's better. I love how the lines glisten in the light. It's a small change, but I find that the figure appears bulkier this way. Alright, back to the throne. Oh, I see the problem now. The throne is too small. Should have double checked the scale before I used the laser engraver. Be right back. Ta-da! That's much better. It's to scale now. All I had to do was cut everything a bit bigger. I love this bigger version so much. Now that it's bigger, I'm able to add thin circular borders that I wasn't able to do before. It's a bit mind-blowing that this actually worked. I was actually avoiding making the throne because this wouldn't have worked if I made it out of paper. I wouldn't be able to get the smooth curved shapes by folding. The level of details I was able to achieve with the laser engraver is kinda crazy. For my very first laser engraving project, this turned out better than perfect. Speaking of perfect, it now fits Tchalla perfectly. He looks so majestic on the throne. To be very honest, I wasn't going to do a video on this version of Black Panther, because there isn't really anything wrong with it. I do prefer this version though. Also, I had no intention to make the throne originally, but once I got the laser engraver, everything clicked. I get to make the throne of Wakanda and Tchalla gets a video dedicated to him. This is the perfect outcome. Win-win for me. Alright, let's end this with the photo shoot. Let's start with a side-by-side shot to show the scale. Wakanda forever. Here's King Tchalla on his throne. I personally prefer it without the mask. I can even place the mask on the armrest, or have him hold it, conveying different feelings by adjusting the poses. This figure definitely looks better with the throne. It adds to the rather simplistic design. Actually, no, the design isn't simple. There's so much molded details all over the figure, especially on the mask. I can zoom all the way in and it still looks super detailed, and I barely did anything to it. So props to Hasbro for nailing this figure. All it really needs was a bit of touch up on the body. Anyway, give this a like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Thanks again to SINIS for sending me the laser engraver. If you're interested in getting one, I have an affiliate link down in the description box. There's a discount if you use my link. I can't wait to do my next project with a laser engraver. I can now approach my DIY projects differently and with various materials. There's so much possibility and potential. And as always, stay inspired and I'll see you soon. I can make it, so can you.